Okay, this is section 4.4, show you know, dealing with combined percentages. In this question, it's kind of a antiquated question because now in Prince Edward Island, we don't have separate taxes. We have an HST of 15% for everything we buy. So this is kind of a little bit old school, but there are still some things you have, some places you'll have two taxes you have to calculate separately. So we'll still learn how to do it. It's still useful for discounts and things like that. So a backpack costs $35. It says use a method of your choice to find the total cost of the backpack if the GST is 5% and PST is 6%. Use another method to check your work. So the first thing we're going to do is, because these two taxes are separate, we're going to first add on the GST to your price. So we're going to first do 5%. So what is 5% as a decimal? It's 5/100ths. So 5% of 35. I guess we could do that mentally as well, but we're not going to bother. We're just going to use a calculator. So 5% of $35 is $1.75. So that's going to be representing our GST. Okay, that's the 5%. So we have to add that on to $35. So $35 for the backpack plus your $1.75 is going to be $36.75. Now here's where it gets confusing for people. The PST of 6% is not calculated on $35. It's calculated on the new $36.75. So we're going to go, what is 6%, which is 6/100ths of $36.75? And we're going to use our calculator again here. Go 6% of $36.75. And that'll be $2.21. Notice how I'm rounding, instead of 2.205, I'm rounding it to the nearest penny. So then we add the price of the backpack with the GST plus the new PST, and we get $38.96, which is the price you're going to pay. Okay. Now the interesting thing is, I could save a lot of work here. This part right here, taking the cost of it and adding on GST that you calculated, can be done differently. Instead of multiplying 35 by 0.05, if I multiply it by 1.05, here's an interesting fact. So that 1, when I multiply a number by 1, I'm really going to get $35, which we find right here. When I multiply it by 5/100ths, I'm going to get this. So if I multiply it by 1 and 5/100ths at the same time, I'm going to save having to add them. I'm going to get this answer right away. I'll show you. So take your calculator, and you bring it up here, and you go 1.05. So 1, which means the cost of the backpack, and the 5% tax, multiplied by the cost of the backpack, we get that $36.75 right off the bat using one calculation. Now if I want to do this next part, I don't want to do it separately, so I'm going to go multiply $36.75 by multiply it by 1.06. So that's going to be the cost of the backpack with the GST and the PST combined, and I'll get the answer of $38.96. Okay, so that's how you can use your calculator to get the answer in 2 steps without the need for addition. Okay, just remember that 1 in front of your percentage takes into account the cost of the item itself.